Welcome back. I'm David Schuster, live in Washington.
And I'm Tamron Hall, live in New York on this Friday. So this one, David, is a real big picture. That's a real big buzz. It's a small picture, and it was posted on a right-wing website and launched 1,000 words about President Obama. Beginning late Thursday afternoon, this picture appeared on the Drudge Report, and we just checked 5 minutes ago, and it's still at the top of the website. It appears to show President Obama and French President Nicolas Sarkozy sneaking an admiring look at a young lady from Brazil. Some reports that she was 16. But wait, before you judge, if you look at the video of that same moment in time, you notice President Obama is helping another woman down the steps, and she appears to be just watching his steps. Naturally, we took the time to slow this down a bit, looked over it again and again and again, and when we did, we could not help but notice Nicolas Sarkozy maybe glancing, but who knows? We won't accuse him of anything either. The point of all of this is that when you, obviously, David, capture a moment, people can read so much into it, but when you do your research, you should be able to know what happened.
That's right, and in the bigger picture, Chairman, is this fair game for websites, blogs, and even cable news networks when a quick look at the video clearly shows that the photo completely misrepresents what was happening at that point in time. Karl Frisch is Senior Fellow at Media Matters for America. Karl, this has been bouncing around all over the conservative blogosphere, conservative networks. What are they doing here?
Well, let's put some context to this. It started yesterday afternoon on freerepublic.com, which is an extremely conservative message board. And basically, they posted this Reuters photo asking their readers to caption it. And what followed was a string of racial expletives and just kind of gutter swamp verbiage that I don't think anybody would want to hear on television. About 30 minutes later, Drudge put it up with a blaring headline that said "Mr. President," and then a little bit later it ended up on the FoxNation.com, which is the Fox News Network's right-wing website, basically making the same point, and then on to ABC's The Note, which shows you what we're looking at here is really an echo chamber where things start in extremely conservative circles, and through repetition they end up in the mainstream press.
Well, here's what I don't understand. Our colleague Greta Van Susteren, to her credit last night on that network, said that the photo was a lie. What it purports to represent was a lie, and yet that accusation, that sort of debunking of it, that was the only place where it was made over there. I mean, is it a matter of that? It's just you just don't want to get facts. You don't want to let facts get in the way of a good smear. Is that what's going on here?
Sometimes you have to wonder. I mean, Greta Van Susteren did a good job last night of showing the video for the first time that I'm aware of. And then right up this morning, Fox and Friends was doing the exact same thing that these websites were doing. The frightening thing here is that this is not the first time this has happened. We all know that this happens with the Drudge Report. He's kind of like the fedora-wearing boy who cries wolf. And you'd think that by now, members of the media would know not to come calling every time he puts something across his website. But like I said, Fox News ran with it again this morning. Good Morning America did the right thing and did a fact check of it this morning as well. It's segments like these, this one, those ones, that are the exception to the rule rather than the standard. It makes you wonder if people don't ask the question anymore, should we verify this before we broadcast it on national television?
Well, Karl, you know what, I know a lot of those conservative blogs, and you point out Drudge and the other news network that did that and being irresponsible, but what startled me, in addition to all of that craziness, I went on a couple of African-American blogs, what they call black blogs, who often are very supportive of President Obama, and one of them even said, President Obama looking at a 17-year-old thing. So this went even from these conservatives to just out of control.
One of the things that was said on Free Republic was comparing President Obama to Michael Jackson, calling him a pedophile. That's the lengths to which this kind of stuff will be twisted. I think one thing that we have to understand here is that to many of us, we're seeing this in one way. We're seeing a misconstruction of a photo. To many people online, this has racial overtones. This is like the antiquated racist stereotype of an oversexed black man being a predator. And that's the way some conservative circles are talking about it online. And that's unfortunate. And the problem here is that it's not even true. This didn't even happen. If he hadn't have been watching his step and tumbled down the steps, we'd probably be talking about him falling.
Yeah.
Karl Frisch from Media Matters. Karl, thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate it. And Tamron, you know, I do think that some of these conservative sites, they know exactly what they're doing. They know that they're throwing the fuel on the fire, and it's outrageous.
Right, and which puts the onus on these sites that are supposed to be telling the truth, or even if you want to say the liberal ones out there, if that's the side of the conversation we're going is right or left, they should call them out on it too. I'm not advocating fighting, but let's battle it out with the truth.